Hey, it's Miss Cool coming on here. I wanted to come on here and talk to you a little bit about box elder bugs. If you got box elder bugs, they're from a box elder tree. We have them here in Utah, and they fly, and they come and they want to get in your house. They're little ones. I'm going to show them to you. But I'm also going to show you get rid of them. You spray with a solution of Dawn. I couldn't believe it. I looked it up. Dawn and water. Okay. Now you see that one? They're coming in from somewhere. That's why I'm not worried about cleaning this window. And I've sprayed these. Let me get out here and show you. Okay. I've sprayed and I put Irish Spring and some Coast down in here. And, you know, you can learn a lot on the internet, first of all, everybody. Did you know that I'm 68 and we haven't had the internet around? They can come out and spray these. I've washed them down quite a bit, but these box elders are a problem, okay? And they're coming from this tree right here that needs to be cut. We got a slumlord that's on the other side of this apartment, okay? Why is he a slumlord? Because he don't trim his trees. He don't take care of the backside. There's a lot of people in the world that just do the front of their apartments, and then the backside is nasty. So I've asked to cut this tree down right here that's a box elder that's dead. Do you see it? It goes all the way down there behind that fence. I've even gone over there and picked up their garbage. They've got garbage everywhere. This box elder tree right here is huge. They don't spray their trees. They don't do anything. So this one's coming all the way over. I like the way the doves sit on it and all. Okay. And they nest back in there. But here's the problem. These people that are surrounding this property are called slumlords. They don't care. They just want their money from folks. My side's cleaned up. We've got wonderful, wonderful, wonderful maintenance here. Okay. So this is my little patio. Okay. All of those right there are box elders. You see them? These box elders aren't coming off this pine tree. They're coming off, I hate to say junk trees, but in the landscape in life, they're junk trees. They cause a lot of problems. They too give these cars some shade down that way, but as far as pine trees, they're not a problem. Thank you, Lord. But these box elders, they're getting out of hand. Okay? See them? Just wanted to share with you about these box elders. Also, Miss Cool put up a couple of shower curtains here, so I don't have to look over there at that. Okay? Look at my geranium. So, beautify what you can in your life. Okay? And it's a good idea. But this tree needs to get cut. See the base of it? It's cute when the doves sit on it in the winter. I've been asking and asking for them to cut it down, but if you see that fence line right there, you see that? It's not on this side, it's on that side. See? So these folks don't want to clean and pick up the back of their apartment, but they want to rent them. These slumlords want to get their money, but they're called slumlords because they don't care about their property. They don't care about the backside or even the front. And I've actually looked out for these folks. They had some homeless people that moved in here. And they didn't move in. They was making a fire back in here, some homeless people. See right in that area right there? When I first moved in, it was in the fall. And they were starting a fire. And it got up on these wires just about. And I was like, okay, I'm calling the police. So I did call the police and they cleared them out. But they cut trees so homeless people can't hide under them as well. And I know there's a homeless problem for a lot of folks in cities. And there is also a lot of places that you can go get the help you need, all right? So it's Miss Cool coming on here talking about that. And get you some Irish Spring. Cut it up like that. Now, I'm not cleaning these windows because I'm going to wait a little bit until I do. But yeah, maintenance could come out and spray. But until then, I'm drying these avocado seeds right here, because guess what you can do? You can make medicine out of them, if you're interested in that. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Once I'm in my house here, I don't have to look at the other people's backside there with garbage. And some people just throw garbage all around. They just really don't have any sense about themselves, okay? It's how you grow up too. You know, sometimes people grow up and they're I think a sad situation could be sad, but there's people that have to have people help them clean. Let me tell you something. If you can clean your place, thank you, Lord, and you have it down, like brushing your teeth or your hygiene, well, your house needs hygiene, not just your body. Okay, because you can grow germs and not have a healthy environment, because that's a state of mind right there. I got a lot. People are looking and saying, wow, she's got a lot of clutter. Well, this is organized clutter, and I'm not a minimalist. And people come at you like, oh, I'm a minimalist. Well, that's great. I mean, you got to find the balance, and you got to have your own identity as well, as long as you know where everything is and you're clean, which I do. But thing about it is, I love to go in antique stores. I'm one that'll travel through and say, wow, what's in that jar? Well, there are lots of little trinkets and necklaces in here for what? Me to wear? A child to play with. We dump these out, and the children that have come by actually have had fun with this big mason jar full of pearls and necklaces. One little girl named Taylor came by, and she hooked everything up, made a long necklace out of them. And it was really good for her, because she used her little hands and undid them all, and then put them all together. I thought it was pretty sweet. I have things for children to play with if they come by, my grandchildren. And when they get bigger, you want to get them off the internet. That's what's happening. You want to get them off the internet. You want to get them to create. You want to get them to draw. You want to get them to, do things like that. It's real special when you see a child, off the internet. It's like, it's getting old. It's like, you guys remember going outside and playing? All my friends were boys. It's like, it was so cool. We jumped over bushes, we ran, we played. I didn't really have a lot of friends that were girls. I was more attracted to men, and that's why the good Lord gave me boys, and I'm a boy's mom. Although I can play that role with little girls and fun dolls and diapers and play, but I also am attracted to men working and how they act. But I'm not a woman that wants to do a man's job. There's a difference. And there's a lot of people out there that say, well, that's not right, and blah, 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 blah. Well, listen here. You go by what you're taught when you're young. Me, I was in a pretty big place where I was taught things. And when you're taught things, it stays in your mind whether you like it or not. Miss Cool was in a mother's home, and it was run by a black lady named Inez. And she taught us how to clean, and she made sure we knew how to clean, okay? And that if you put that in your life as a younger person, it will follow you like a shadow, okay? So you can't get away from it. Either you're messy, dirty, filthy, lazy. I just said all those things because I can. If you can't pick up after yourself, just like when I worked in a big hotel, the chef said, how many times are you going to pick that up? If you pick something up, where's it got to go? Say, for example, I picked up this book, okay? Courage to Change. My daughter bought me this. All of us can change. You pick up some olive oil, okay? Now, this you can use on your face as grapeseed oil for different things. Where are you going to put it? Well, it's definitely going to go here if I'm using it under my eyes or wrinkles. If I'm using it in the kitchen, it'll probably be there. So how many times are you going to pick it up, a chef would say? And in life, on the job, be an apprentice, whatever you want to do, what your goals are, be teachable. You know what that means? That means not having all this ego, self-pride, be able to teach somebody, you know. But sometimes people got to get real critical with you to break that wall, because so many years go by. You'll find it in a child that's defiant. They'll stomp their feet when they're little. And it could work to the good in some ways if a child is, you'll see it when they're young. I think I've talked about this before, but it's always a good idea to repeat things. Some children want to be held and coddled and cuddled. They don't mind. They like to be feeling your skin. Of course, when a baby's born, they put it right to skin to skin. But when they want you put a baby here and they breathe and all, and you can kiss them and love on them. But as they grow up, they don't like it. They fuss, but not all. Not all. So some babies like to be held and coddled and cuddled, and just, they want to be around you. They want to feel you, smell you, and they'll grab a hold of your hair and this and that. And if a baby gets a hold of you, you know, they'll to put a grip on you. They got strong little handies, you know, boys or girls. There's no gender on that one. But as we get older, the gender does start coming out, because we're feminine, and femininity is beautiful. I guess it's just a choice, but it's a topic people and few are these days afraid to speak on. But if we can accept people for who they are, would be first. Like, I'm a little bit rough. Like, maybe you'd see someone hanging out laundry, and, you know, she would shake the laundry real hard, you know, and put it up. And then maybe somebody take out of the basket very gently, lightly, like the material that they're holding. Say, for example, if they're using a fabric that's like, you know, gentle, silk, you know, these type of materials that are rough, well, you can shake them out harder. But that's how we got to look at people sometime on the clothesline, okay? Like linens. Some are, you know, silky, like I said. I'm trying to think of the names. I'm sure you out there know the names of these types of materials. Well, I could ask Alexa. I do ask her quite a bit, but look at people like pieces of materials and things. Some are rough, some are hard, and how would you deal with them? You know, you would deal with them in a way, you know, that would represent how you approach that and what they expect. But as far as cleanliness and things like that, hey, guess what? You can't be crazy and just be a perfectionist and say, oh, Lord, this is out of place, or I got to do this and that. But you can actually, you know, feel good about yourself and put some self-esteem into yourself by the way you conduct yourself as far as your house goes, like these slumlords out here. The front's all clean, welcome, and this and that, but in the back it's dirty. Like, you could be a really nice person in public, but then what goes on in the house is quite different than what you know, are portraying out in public in the world. So if you can match these up, and if you don't, you can be teachable for me or somebody in your life, a magazine, God only knows where, which is Facebook in these days and YouTube. They teach a lot. I meet people that just can't stand Facebook, YouTube, or anything learning, and I can absorb it. I probably could go way past it, you know. But as far as, you know, admitting what I need to learn. But as long as we're teachable, and it's Miss Cool coming on here talking to you. Now, mind you, when I come on here and I talk to you people, I get comments and things and I read them. But I think of my grandchildren and people that are going to grow up and I'm not going to be around, okay? There was a very special man that created this YouTube channel for me, okay? And I appreciate that. And I guess he saw something in me maybe I didn't see. I might have had some stories to tell about things. When I was little, I lived in Crystal River, Florida. My father ran the newspaper. And I don't always talk about myself, but I want to connect that with what I like to do. I've had people make comment or tell me, God, who are you talking to? Who are you looking at? I've had them say things about my paintings. I've had them say things that they're really brilliant at that I'm not, but I could be brilliant at something that they're not. So together we see the brilliance in others and then the dullness, without kind of hurting them. But if you see an effort, or if you look at something, hopefully you can see it clearly. It's hard to be tactful sometimes for people. I'm one of those. But what's so beautiful is when you are tactful and you're not brassy, because I'm sort of brassy. So I want to take some of that, but not all of it. As long as we can change and learn, like a tree or that can bend and grow and do things. The world's a wonderful place, if we look for the good. But it's Miss Cool trying to talk to you guys about where I learn things, how I learn things. And I'm going to show you, can you fold your towels like that? You see how those are folded? Now, me and my sister were raised by my brother. He's a Marine. So if you're looking at this, Uncle Mike, I wanted to show you what you showed me, okay? I love you for this. Do you see this? I can fold towels like that. Okay? Is it perfect? You can roll them and put them in a basket on the floor. Or you can actually do like that. Okay? So have a wonderful day. It's Miss Cool talking to you about making your bed real quick. Learn these things, okay? You can make a bed. And when you come to bed, who wants to get in a dirty bed? Clean your bed. Oh, see? You can pull this down. Make it a little bit better. I've been laying in it, taking a little nap. I've been running and working hard, and my knees hurt. Then, of course, Miss Cool's got her scriptures here, okay? What's it say? You can't keep the law. Hallelujah. I just walked up to that. You want to know why? Because it's impossible to be perfect. Like you can't keep the law of Moses. There's too many laws. And if you didn't keep them, well, guess what they had to do? They had to sacrifice an animal. No Moses law, okay, for me. And if you go to Matthew 5, anyway, that's a study that maybe you want to do, that I share. This isn't just for everybody I don't know. This is for people I do know. So if you're related to me and I'm not around anymore in about 25 years, look here. Grandma's saying to read this. Do you see that? Not only is Grandma saying to read it, Mama's saying to read it. You can find a lot of things in here. Look at this Bible. Look at the art in here. Woohoo! Who's that? Daniel in the lion's den. You want to read about that? How would you like to be in a lion's den? Well, could you handle it? I don't know. Could you? So, have a wonderful day. This big Bible is really cool. It's got a lot of art in it, and you can make notes. See? Read it. John, Revelations. That's the end of the world there. Prophesizing. But it's a beautiful day. Look at here. Look at the angels. These old Bibles are really sweet. Let me tell you what. Look at the landscape and the sky. This things in it. Let's see if we can find another one before I quit here. See that? Do you know this story? I do. Okay, they're putting him in his tomb. Jesus didn't even have a place for his burial. He went in a rich man's tomb that was still alive and didn't use it. The stories are pretty incredible. There's all of his disciples loving him and stuff. His friends that wrote about him. It's very interesting. I'm very interested in Jesus Christ because, first of all, for you adults, he didn't come the way most folks said. He was a man that wasn't made of sperm. I got to be straight with you guys. Nobody really wants to talk about it, but he didn't come that way. So they say that if you worship God, you must worship in his spirit and not in the flesh. But he came down as flesh. Now you see these 12 disciples. You want me to tell you what they did too? They make a mockery of my Jesus. They say Friday the 13th's unlucky. Why? Because there's 12 disciples and Christ makes 13. What'd they do? Oh, that's an unlucky day. Okay, devil, I know what you're talking about. People try to destroy things, you know? People really try to destroy things. So here's Jesus Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane, okay? And what happens? Well, they fall asleep. He asked them to stay awake, and they slumbered and fell asleep. You know, I don't know the Bible perfectly, but let me tell you what. If it gives you an interest, like a book, I colored in some of these because I like this story because it reminds me of me. See? She's at the well. She's talking to Jesus, and he met her there. She was a Samaritan. She was half Jewish and half Samaritan. Anyway, she was a Samaritan woman, and she couldn't go to the well at a certain time because the Jewish people would have been very angry at her. Okay? So she had to go like at noon to get water. The lady at the well, look at her. She talks to him, and he said, how many husbands do you have? She told him. And it also deals with if you accept Jesus, you will thirst no more. See, she's filling that up. See how beautiful? The living water, she'll thirst no more if she can go his ways instead of her ways with all the different men she's been with that didn't help her, that caused a lot of trouble. So they put shame on her. See, these different religions and people will put shame on folks. But guess what? Jesus never will. He'll accept you where you're at. Look at there. Because he asked her to draw some water for him. Isn't that a beautiful picture? There's so many things, you guys, you can read in the Bible. I'll come back with you about different things, though. I'm trying to find another picture here. Oh, that one's very touching, by the way, for me. Okay, we all know this one, Jonah and the whale. What about it? Just recently, a man was sucked up by a whale. And it made me think, I wonder if people in the world really saw that, because it's like everybody's like, oh, the Bible's a fable. Oh, the Bible's a storytelling. It's just fake. Well, there's some things that aren't fake in here, everybody. And guess why? They prove that the ark is in by measurements. They went to Genesis. I don't know if they found it in Turkey or wherever, but it's there where Jesus was and had Noah build that. But guess what? All the measurements are perfect for the ark. But you don't want to argue with people, because guess what? A bad spirit shows up. So if you're led to talk to others about the books of the Bible, do it. If not, it could backlash you. So, I drew a picture of Christ. But it could backlash you. So, have a wonderful day. I'm going to leave this book open. All these words and feelings in here are wonderful. And there's Jesus walking on the water. Okay? It might sound simple, but you could get on your knees and pray at night. Okay? And you find out for yourself. Don't let others tell you what to believe or do. Okay? Have a wonderful day.